So one of the first times that we ever came to Kingston, Tegan's best friend was going to Queen's University, and so we were hanging out here. I don't even think we had a show. Did we have a show? No, we were just hanging out here. But Tegan, you wanted to get your hair cut, or Jamie, did Jamie want to get her hair cut?
Well, that's the thing is that my friend Jamie wanted to get a haircut, and so I offered to be like the guinea pig. She has difficulties making decisions, and so she was like going back and forth about the whole haircut thing, so I nominated myself to go and get a haircut first.
Okay, so
What's the background? Go ahead.
okay, so they went to this place. I don't know if it's still open. So what was his name again?
I don't think I'm gonna say, but it was really hysterical, and it was it's an amazing story that potentially we should tell, not where it happened.
Really?
Potentially.
Really? He was a nice person.
I didn't even think the haircut was that bad.
I liked your haircut. I thought the haircut was good. The haircut was good.
Even Jamie's hair looked good.
Jamie's hair looked fine. So the name was, oh, go on. And it was the experience was funny for us because it's true. Tegan's best friend has trouble making decisions. She's just one of these people who, she has intense FOMO, like fear of missing out. Like it's like she just doesn't want to get, if she wanted to get like a haircut that could be described by an A, and she could get a haircut that was described by a B, she would never be able to choose A or B, because what if she got A but she really decided she wanted B later but couldn't get B because A made it impossible to get B.
That's true. She got her haircut twice, because when she went in the first time after I got my haircut, she decided that she didn't want to do the full haircut, so she got it cut kind of, but then the next day after complaining about it for 12 hours, went back and got a second haircut. But I mean, if you're gonna tell a story, then you can tell a story. So go for it.
No, I'm not gonna tell it. But it's really funny because I always think of that when I come to Kingston. Like I always think about that day with the haircut. I also think about how we went from Kingston to Montreal to hang out with some of our friends. We had this friend who came as an exchange student when we were in grade 11. She was from Montreal, and her name was Genevieve. And anyway, she arrived in Calgary, and we totally, we grew up in Calgary, and respect, and anyways, Genevieve was awesome. She was like super awesome, really fun, totally fit in with all of us. She couldn't really speak English that well, but it didn't really matter because we were drunk all the time, so we couldn't speak English either, so I have no idea.
I don't drink. Not condoning that behavior. Look how short we are.
Yeah, seriously. It was like, it affected our growth. Anyway, amongst other things. But so, anyways, we had just gotten out of high school, so we thought it would be fun to go and visit Genevieve in Montreal. And so we drove from Kingston to Montreal, and Tegan wisely made a choice to go to a jazz bar with some friends in Montreal, and I went to a place which can only be described as an illegal after-hours party on the edge of town. And, I mean, that's how it was described to me. And I said, sure, that sounds really fun. And Tegan's ex-boyfriend, this guy, this wonderful little guy, Jeremy, he was with us, and he was like, I'll take you, it'll be really fun. And Tegan was like, yeah, you shouldn't go, but go ahead. And so
I thought it was a really bad idea.
yeah, and it was a bad idea because I was like long since retired from my partying days, and I mostly wore fleece and red, and so I was like, well, who do I think I am going to an after-hours party? And like, I mean, like, listen, I went to a lot of raves and after-hours parties, and I've rolled down a lot of stairs and puked in a lot of toilets, but I'm just saying, at 18, it was over. And as soon as it became legal, it wasn't fun anymore. And so, anyway, so I went to this after-hours club at like 2 a.m., which was like 9 hours past my bedtime. And I indulged in things that happen at after-hours parties, and it made me really uncomfortable because I'm a really weird person on drugs, and I put on a hoodie, and I was sitting in the corner, and everyone, because it's Montreal, and now that I live in Montreal, I totally understand this, but like at the time, I didn't really understand it. But every rave that I had ever been to, people wore like ravers. They wore like giant fat pants and giant hoodies, and then they we sort of self-consciously, introspectively danced in front of speakers. Like that's what we did at raves. Not in Montreal. In Montreal, at this particular club, you waited outside of a thingy, and some bouncer yelled at you in French if you looked good enough to come in. But it was like February, and it was like -40, and we were all wearing jackets. I was like, who looks good in a jacket? And so it took forever for us to get picked. And then when we did get inside, I was on D, drugs, and I was and then I don't know why I did this. I don't know why I did that. And so
Okay, we got our haircut at this place called Freddy's Scissorhands, and the guy used 2 sets of scissors and would bounce them off his leg while he was cutting your hair.